there, bro. God is so good. God is so good. Sometimes you just have to remember that when life gets crazy, that God is still delivering you and giving you signs to keep moving. Even when the opposition, even when the enemy is like throwing resistance at you, trying to make you doubt and stop short of your potential, in reality, what's happening is being targeted by the enemy is just a sign that you're called to do something great with your life. And then what you're doing with your life is having an impact, and the enemy doesn't like that. This morning, or last night as I was trying to go to bed, I'm always moving fast for that last hour just because there's always these little tiny things that need to get done, like the kitchen needs to be cleaned up, and I'm expected to do that, so I was trying to handle that quickly. But as I was going to bed, I was trying to avoid my parents. Sounds terrible, but sometimes you just have conflict with people and you just don't want to see them. And that was me. I was like, okay, if I'm gonna have issues with my mom, I'm just gonna disappear. And that's kind of I've noticed this before, but this is my ultimate strategy for dealing with conflict with anybody, is just avoiding them entirely. It's been really bad, actually. I've had a lot of relationships that ended very poorly because of that. Oh well, that being said, I'm trying to go to bed, and my mom asked me, oh, do you want to watch a movie with us? I was like, nope. She was like, oh, aren't you going to stay up and hang out with us? And I was like, nope. She was like, you're going to bed now? And I was like, yep. She was like, you're waking up at 4 a.m. tomorrow on a Saturday? I was like, yep. And then my dad chimes in with he's got to wake up at 4 a.m., honey. And I was like, he gets it. I was so hyped because my dad got it. It clicked in my dad's head that I want to wake up and I want to get after it. I've been telling my dad that all week. I was like, I got to lock in, Dad. I'm sorry, I got to lock in. And it finally, clicked with them that this is just how I live my life. At least with my dad. Maybe not my mom, but she'll get it eventually. And I never thought I would say this, but actually waking up at 4 a.m. has seriously helped my relationship with my dad, which I didn't really expect. I didn't really expect our relationship to, evolve and change just from that. And it's not, just from that, but it kind of is, because that one keystone habit has just influenced our relationship a lot. I think when you're waking up later than your dad, as a kid, it just kind of is dad wakes up early to handle business and you don't. It's kind of the relationship status, so to speak. Even if you still, handle business, or maybe you're a shift worker, I get it, that's real, and that's valid, right? But I just noticed that it feels like I'm treated differently in that light, just because I'm focused on doing what I'm supposed to be doing early in the morning, and that requires discipline. And I think that discipline creates a level of respect in your relationship with your dad. And something one of my best friends told me recently was, becoming a man is letting go of the approval of your mother and earning the respect of your father. Learning to let go of the approval of your mother, really, and earning the respect of your father. Becoming the kind of man that your father would respect. Becoming the character and the kinds of traits that your father has achieved or has developed in order to achieve a certain level of success. And maybe you don't like your dad, maybe you don't like how much success he had, maybe you do. I don't know what's going on with your dad, right? But I've always had a lot of issues with my dad growing up, and I never really thought it was going to improve. I never thought it was going to change. I never thought that me and my dad would be, I guess, just at the level of the relationship that we're at right now, in terms of just the dynamic and how we treat each other and how well we communicate with each other. It just feels like a lot of tension and a lot of stuff is slept off. And I'm not saying that just happened overnight because I woke up at 4 a.m. A lot of it was the byproduct of the person that I was becoming through waking up at 4 a.m. and the changes that I was realizing that I needed to make within myself. And if you have a good father, most parents and most dads in particular are going to tell you what's wrong with you. They're going to tell you what you're doing wrong because they know it's not going to help you succeed. It's not going to help you integrate into the world. It's just not. So when I'm being super short with my little sister, or I'm starting to raise my voice at my mom, or I'm starting to react into my mom's stress, my dad says, dude, cut that out. Just stop it. Literally, dude, you're just escalating the situation. The reason why he tells me that, because it's like, just because your mom is being reactive right now doesn't mean you need to be reactive right now. And I never realized like how powerful that was, but I've realized that he's always kept a cool head in all of their arguments. I've never once heard my dad yell in the household, except for when mimicking me because of how loud I was yelling, and it was terrifying. And I was like, oh shoot. And my mom gave him that look like, yo, honey, don't do that. And I was like, wow, dad really just raised his voice, and it was scary. Especially like as a military officer, like military guys just have like a level of like command that you usually don't like experience in the household for a good reason. And I respect his level of like gentleness and control and self-control that he's had in his lifetime, just handling conflict and handling different kinds of people and different kinds of situations. I think that's one of the beautiful things about the military, is that it does really teach you how to be a great leader and how to be adaptable and how to handle stuff when it just flies off the railing, like how to be cool-headed and be like, okay, I'm gonna deal with this. This is all good. I don't know why I'm passing this person right now, but I'm going to just be slow and not pass this person. Yeah, so he's taught me a lot, right? And I think that's the challenge with parents, is that like we don't want to hear sometimes like all the criticism they have to tell us, and sometimes they're genuinely opposing good things that like I believe there's some hurt, or there's something going on in their heart that is causing them to be disoriented, and they can't see what you are clearly. And when that happens, your relationship is kind of compromised, because it's really hard to get through to someone who is seeing through a completely a different lens. And that's been one of the challenges recently that I've been just facing with some people in my life. It sucks, dude. It sucks, because like, it doesn't matter like how many times you kind of tell them who you are, or you show them who you are, or what you do, or how you perform, or what life choices you make, good ones or bad ones, like they're still seeing through the same lens, and it's just very hard to like crack them to see any way outside of that. And I'm sure you probably relate with maybe some of your friends or some of your family members that are just like that. It's just, those are difficult relationships to have. But with my dad, bro, it's been really cool, because I've been learning to just receive his criticism better, and learning to understand that he is a wise counselor. Like, he is a man that has achieved a level of success and a level of character that I aspire to. Not all of his character traits. There are character traits that I don't like about my dad. Everybody, by the way, every single father is imperfect. So they're gonna have little neurotic tendencies and little things about themselves that you're like, oh my gosh, I hate it. And to be honest, you probably have the same things. Maybe not. Like, maybe you're just like your mom. But to be honest with you, I've noticed that a lot of my tendencies are very similar to my father. And, you know, that's not a bad thing per se. It's just something to be aware of, and like use that self-awareness as like, okay, I'm gonna learn how to be better at this. So I don't know if that made any sense at all, but I just needed to rant about my dad because I love him so much, and having challenges with somebody for like most of your life on your side, I don't think he ever thought that we had challenges, but like on my side, I was always like, man, this relationship is sucking. Like, I always was like, man, this is not good. It's been cool that that's been developing and improving, literally from just me waking up early and running and getting after it and being gone before, you know, the sun is remotely even close to rising. So maybe that'll encourage you to wake up before I am. I don't know. But if you do want to wake up before I am, or you just want to wake up early or get some accountability, I do have a free community in school right now. It's called 4 a.m. Club. You should join it. It's just a bunch of guys keeping each other accountable to getting after it and getting their wins every day. So other than that, I hope you have a great evening or morning. But I got to peace out because I got to lock in. We're writing this book, baby. All right. See you later. Peace. Righteous grind.